decorated. Jennifer, the better. I mean, the roof for him. Welcome back to Love Your Weekend for the final time this series, and at the risk of sounding like one of the Von Trapp children, so long, farewell, au revoir, wiedersehen. I'd like to stay and taste my first champagne. And while champers might not be on his menu, Andy Clark has a lot more fizz to wet our whistles in today's best of British summer drinks. Off you go, Andy. What have you got?
Well, I love summer and I love a cocktail, so we're in the right place. Okay, we are going to start with something which I'm calling Anyone for Tennis?
Oh, okay.
The perfect sip for if you are either watching or playing tennis, because I have an alcoholic and a non-alcoholic version.
Oh.
Okay, this is a take. The first one
Yeah.
on your left is a take on the traditional summer cup, but it's a non-alcoholic version. So it's fruits, it's spices, and it's steeped, and it's called Enon Summer Garden. Okay, that is mixed with a beautiful Sicilian lemonade with rosemary, and that's by Sip Sup, and they are from West Sussex. So it's a beautiful traditional lemonade with a bit of fizz and a non-alcoholic summer cup with a nod to Wimbledon. I felt that the players could do with having the non-alcoholic version next to the courts while we're sipping the alcoholic version while watching them.
Exactly, yes. Or
So
even in the studios.
It's pleasant.
It's very refreshing.
Very refreshing,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we're kind of waiting for the alcohol.
Well,
Yes.
So
Can we
glad
move
I
on,
said
Andy?
that,
Moving on.
I've adorned these with cucumber and strawberries, very summery, and here's the alcoholic version. This is called Tim's Summer Cup. He set up a bar in Dorset at home to educate his friends about new spirits.
better.
And he created this Tim's Summer Cup, and it's beautiful with the same Sicilian lemonade. And so cheers to that.
Cheers. It's not Mr. Hedman, then it's the other Tim. This is, well, this is, you can see then, this is infinitely, it's just got that little,
Yes.
yeah.
It's got a bit of oomph to it.
Yeah.
Go on, Tim.
Absolutely. Yes, come on, Tim.
So something for everybody there. So we've had the two different versions of that.
It's easy, do we like that one?
We love that one.
That one. Clive, yeah.
Yes, I thought it was an improvement on the first one, but that just
I could finish this one very quickly.
got to pace yourself. We've got another,
Oh, I'm
another four
not
to
sure,
go.
Clive.
Yeah.
I'm not, I just
So my next cocktail is called Fling at the Fate. Where it's beautiful summer fate, and if you're feeling a bit flirtatious, this is basically a punch that you could make in a jug, and it includes Wraxall Vineyard in Somerset, their sparkling Somerset wine, which is a Seyval Blanc, with their Pinot Noir Rosé. Their vineyard is near the Royal Bath and West Showground. I've added to that some lemonade and some honey syrup to make a punch.
I expected that to be really sweet, and it's sort
it's
of quite...
astringent. It makes you
Yeah.
suck your cheeks
But the
in.
honey syrup's lovely,
You've
though.
got a dash of honey syrup, but if you think it's sparkling wine based with this beautiful rosé, both of these wines are excellent on their own. However, together with a dash of lemonade, you could make it sweeter, but I don't like to go too syrupy with my cocktails. Otherwise, you've had your weekly dose of sugar before you know it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I think it's better for all the better for being sharper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
actually,
nice
the
if it's not
second
too
sip's
sweet.
better than the first.
Yes, every time you try something new, it's almost like you take a sip, then take a second sip because your palate adjusts. So,
What about a third?
You don't want you don't want a spoonful of sugar in it, do you?
the next cocktail I am calling the Thirsty Gardener. If you're out gardening like a good one, like I will be at this time of year, this is cucumber and elderflower with a dash of coriander. It's the English Drinks Company cucumber vodka from Shropshire mixed with Marlish elderflower tonic from Northumberland, which is made with spring water from the farm. Then I've added a little bit of coriander in there. For a refreshing sip, a lot of people
it's
love
it is refreshing.
Really
Sue, you
nice.
love it?
I do.
Yeah,
I
great.
think that's my
Good.
favourite
Really
so
like
far.
it.
Yeah?
But I love it, elderflower.
Good. And it's subtle. You can, again, you can play with the amounts.
Yeah.
I'm more of a cucumber fan than an elderflower fan, so I put a lot of cucumber in there. However, you can balance it up and make it
You
more
could put a
floral.
lot more vodka in it.
Yeah.
if you wanted.
Well, exactly. I think you should. Right. The next cocktail, it's in a small glass because it's quite potent.
Oh,
This
okay.
I am calling the Bee's Mead. It's a take on the Bee's Knees, which is a gin cocktail, which is gin, lemon juice and honey syrup. But this, instead of using the honey syrup, I've used mead.
Oh, we're losing Alan here.
We're losing out.
You've lost me.
His eyes are watering.
You'll see why when you
Careful.
sip it.
Wow.
But it's a sort of cocktail that you literally have a tiny sip. So you get honey, you get lemon. We're using deck chair gin from the English Riviera near Brixham. We've got these little ones in the deck chairs there.
Oh, look.
So gorgeous.
Love
It's,
that.
it's, you know, it's the seaside. If you're going to have a little drink overlooking the sunset, go for this. And I'm using Hive Mind mead. They're traditional mead from the Wye Valley. Kit and Matt are brothers. They use 3 different honeys from 3 different areas of the Wye Valley, and they look after 180 different hives in the Wye Valley. So it's honey, it's lemon, it's gin.
I'm not sure, actually. Do you like it?
I do
Better on
like it.
second sip. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, sure,
well, everything's better on the third, of
Yeah.
course. That's obviously good.
So you'll take another sip.
It's not too sweet, is it? It's great.
No,
It's got a sort of
no.
You,
lemony.
It's got a bit of a
you can
kick
tell
to
it's
it, though.
mead, though, can't you? You can
Yeah.
get the mead coming through.
It's like, almost like
And then a bit of
a
aftertaste
yeasty
to it.
honey
Yeah.
rather than just straight honey. But I think as a cocktail ingredient, the mead is great. I think with the acidity of this wonderful, there's a slightly lemony gin here, the fruit infusion as well, the deck chair.
Sit in the deck chair first. Don't try and put the deck chair together when you've had one of them. You know, one of the...
Absolutely. Now, my next drink is a take on the whiskey sour. I'm calling it Whiskey Me Away. As in, you know when you
I love these names.
you know when you go on a
There's a
holiday,
lot of
you
work into the names.
I know a lot of work goes into this, guys. You know, feel
The
free to
funny
use
thing
any
is,
of them.
if we hadn't had all the others, we wouldn't have found that funny at all. you know.
But too much of the last one, I think. This is a nod to when you go on holiday and that first drink, when you get to your hotel or your guest house, whatever, you're just so ready for it, aren't you? So this is a take on the whiskey sour. This is using Great Dram's Summer of Sport Scotch whiskey. This has been designed to either sip or to put into cocktails whilst watching sporting games over this summer.
Scotland in the Euros.
It's the Euros.
One, isn't it? Yeah.
It's Wimbledon. Anything you want.
What do we think, Clive?
Well, I've certainly enjoyed them. I like that last one.
You like that last one?
The
So
whiskey.
whiskey's sometimes difficult to mix with things, and it seems to mix quite well with raspberries.
I would never think to do that, but it's very nice.
It's interesting because there are so many different types of whiskey, but this is specifically made as one that is quite bright and fresh and
Yes.
summery. And I've got some little freeze-dried raspberries here from Mixologist's garden, because if you put a piece of fresh fruit in, it often sinks to the bottom, but you can put the freeze-dried ones.
And they
on
float.
top.
So clever, Andy.
Zizi, did
You
these
like
look
that?
The bees come.
The
The
bees
some more
coming.
mead for us.
Yes, there you
But
go.
with the
see,
bee
whiskey
lines.
can be quite a sweet drink. So if
Yeah.
you get the right one,
Yeah.
you
And
mix
it-
it in with the.
Exactly. It's about getting that balance, sweet and sour, and getting that earthiness.
Smelling the alcohol, it'll
Whiskey.
go in a moment.
Gorgeous.
Which one's he going for?
Hello,
Go on.
bee.
You going
Yeah.
in mine?
Gonna go for the bee's mead.
Yeah.
Well, it just shakes.
It's the honey syrup.
That is it
Something
for
old
today.
like that.
Thank you to all my guests, to Clive, Zizi, Sue and Andy, and all those who've been with us since last October. It has been just a wonderful way for me of spending a Sunday morning. Good company, all kinds of animals. It's our final show of the series, so it's a farewell for now, but we'll be back after the summer with more countryside crafts, magnificent animals, farmers, growers, and a few more well-known faces too. But I'll leave you now with these parting words from Mary Poppins herself.
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun.
Yes, and I think we found it. We're having a lot of it. Have a great summer, and thank you for your company. Cheers all. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers,
See
Andy.
you.
Cheers.
Lovely.